President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Good morning and welcome to the signing ceremony of the Department of Justice Rules on Criminal Investigation. Please be seated. To begin our program, may we call on DOJ Secretary Jesus Crispin C. Remulla for his opening remarks.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, today we mark a significant milestone with the signing of the new 2024 Department of Justice NPS Rules on Preliminary Investigations and Inquest Proceedings. This initiative will profoundly impact our justice system and the Filipino people. We express our heartfelt thanks to the President. There is no more fitting way to mark this historic event than to have it graced by the Chief Executive's presence. We also extend our gratitude to the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, and all the Associate Justices for their support in consenting to the eventual transfer of the rules on preliminary investigation to the Department of Justice. In line with their consistent pronouncements that preliminary investigation is executive in nature. We have worked hard to make this possible, believing that these changes will significantly impact our criminal justice system. These rules will lead to a higher conviction rate, declog court dockets, and ensure a more streamlined justice process. The success of this initiative requires the cooperation of all stakeholders, including prosecutors, law enforcement agents, and together we will transform our justice system to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow. Let us continue to work together to uphold real justice in real time and ensure compassionate justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Remulla. And now, may we invite DOJ Undersecretary Raul T. Vasquez to provide us with a brief background on the 2024 DOJ National Processing Service Rules on Preliminary Investigations and Inquest Proceedings.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a great milestone under the visionary leadership of our President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., and the equally visionary leadership of our Secretary of Justice, Secretary Jesus Crispin Boying Remulla. We now see a turning of a page in the administration of justice. Today marks a significant milestone with the introduction of the new DOJ-NPS Rules on Preliminary Investigations and Inquest Proceedings. This initiative represents years of perseverance and collaboration among key stakeholders, culminating in a set of comprehensive and practical rules that will enhance our criminal justice system. Historically, predecessors viewed the crafting of our own DOJ rules as an impossible task. An impenetrable wall stood between our desire to implement our own rules and the Supreme Court's rule-making power. Today, however, this unseen division is now a thing of the past. Proof positive is the continuing success of the Justice Sector Coordinating Council with the Supreme Court as the lead convener and the DOJ and the DILG as co-conveners. The cooperation of these major actors ensure the more expeditious and more effective administration of justice. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we witness the realization of that dream, the issuance of the DOJ DOJ-NPS Rules on Preliminary Investigation and Inquest Proceedings. The signing of this vital legal document represents more than just procedural rules for preliminary investigations. Rather, it symbolizes the collaborative relationship between the DOJ and the Supreme Court working together as indispensable partners for a better justice system. Inspired by pursuing common objectives through collaborative efforts without transgressing constitutional boundaries, the DOJ and the Supreme Court agreed that the DOJ could issue its own rules on preliminary investigations. In fact, the Chief Justice reminded the Secretary of Justice to ensure a seamless transition by all concerned from their rules of court to the DOJ rules on preliminary investigation. The dedication of our prosecutors, law enforcers, members of the academe, and other stakeholders has been indispensable in this effort. Their contributions have shaped the DOJ rules on preliminary investigation into a robust and effective framework. These rules, governed by an executive issuance, allow the DOJ to recalibrate as necessary, consistent with Supreme Court rulings, declaring that preliminary investigation is purely an executive function in nature. Moreover, the standard of proof has been raised from probable cause to prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction, thereby ensuring that only quality trial-ready cases are filed in court and no frivolous or harassment suits could ever see their day in courts anymore. The teamwork and alliance between the prosecutors and law enforcement has now been institutionalized, ensuring accountability of the guilty while sparing the innocent from public and expensive trial, ultimately the congesting court cases and prison systems. And this would cut across the 5 pillars of the justice system. These new rules, ladies and gentlemen, however, are just but the first major steps towards more comprehensive reforms at the Department of Justice. The grand vision of our dear Secretary would be the DOJ rules of procedure on criminal investigation and prosecution that will define and rationalize the practice of law at our department, similar to the rules of court governing judicial proceedings. These efforts underscore our commitment to a more efficient and effective justice system. The active participation and dedication of all stakeholders have been crucial in developing these rules that will significantly enhance our investigative processes and uphold the principles of justice. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, and with the indulgence of our President and our Secretary and Executive Secretary, may I give acknowledgement to the members of the DOJ Rules Committee whose efforts led to these present rules. And I start with yours truly as the head of the Rules Committee. It's not a joke, it's true. The second is Assistant Secretary Randy Pascasio. Please stand. Senior Deputy State Prosecutor Richard Anthony Padulyon. Senior Deputy State Prosecutor Hazel Decena Valdez. She's here. Deputy State Prosecutor Alexander Suarez. Assistant State Prosecutor, now Labor Arbiter Laboret Jeffrey Villordon. Assistant State Prosecutor Claire Payaganan. Assistant State Prosecutor Honey Rose Delgado. Assistant State Prosecutor Gino Santiago. He's also the head of our rules relating to EJK killings, and they're investigating it. And the last is Prosecution Attorney Danica Manalastas. Thank you, and mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you, Undersecretary Vasquez. At this juncture, may we invite the President and our guest to witness the signing of the DOJ Rules on Criminal Investigation by Secretary Remulla. In line with the Supreme Court en banc's recognition of the executive nature of preliminary investigations, the DOJ promulgates its own rules on the matter, which provides a higher evidentiary standard in evaluating criminal complaints, allows modernized mechanisms on the submission of complaints and conduct of virtual hearings, and protects the rights of respondents, especially in cases of warrantless arrest. And now, Secretary Remulla will present the signed DOJ rules on criminal investigation to the President. Congratulations to the DOJ, NPS, and the Technical Working Group.
That will come later, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you, Chief Luke, the Executive Secretary. Of course, the lead actor in achieving this change in our procedures, the Justice Secretary Boying Remulla, the NBI Director, Jaime Santiago, who I watch almost every day on television now, Prosecutor General Benedicto Malcontento, and all my fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We mark today one of the significant reforms in our country's justice system. It's no secret that our courts' dockets have been heavily burdened with a volume of cases, causing delays in the administration of justice. Today, we address this problem by introducing reforms that are a product of the strong collaboration between the executive and the judiciary. With the signing of the 2024 Department of Justice National Prosecution Service, or DOJ-NPS Rules on preliminary investigations and inquest proceedings, we are moving towards a shared goal of a more robust and responsive legal system. The 2024 DOJ-NPS rules are transformative as they institutionalize the executive and inquisitorial nature of preliminary investigation, bringing them in line with historical and legal precedents that reinforce the authority of the Department of Justice. Through this, all prosecutors are now empowered to take the lead in criminal investigations, ensuring that there is proper and sufficient case buildup before filing in court. These new rules and procedures ensure fairness and due process as we protect all of our citizens, including the accused, and hold the guilty accountable. The new rules elevate the quantum of evidence from probable cause to prima facie evidence with a reasonable certainty of conviction. This means that only strong cases are brought to trial, reducing frivolous suits and malicious prosecution that clog our courts. Veering away from the procedures that were more rigid, the new procedure now allows the submission of additional documents, enabling a more comprehensive examination of the case. The inquest proceedings also improve, providing a detailed process for handling warrantless arrests, including the filing of referral letters, submission of required evidence, provisional determination of arrest validity, and submission of lacking evidence. This ensures that the rights of the accused are protected, even in urgent situations. The 2024 DOJ-NPS rules also make use of our technology. Adopting the e-filings and virtual hearings are a testament to our commitment to digitalize government services throughout the country. And through this, we aim to make our justice system more efficient by streamlining processes, cutting down delays, making justice more accessible to everyone. At the crux of these reforms is instilling accountability of the prosecutors to the public. The period set in resolving preliminary investigation complaints will guarantee that cases will be evaluated and resolved within a reasonable time. Our prosecutors are vital to the administration of justice. Given this role, we recognize the threats that you face in this line of duty. I direct the DOJ and the PNP to recommend ways to help ensure the safety and protection of our prosecutors. I want to take this moment to acknowledge the efforts of everyone who has worked tirelessly to make this historic day possible. We thank the Supreme Court for granting the executive branch the authority to craft the rules on criminal investigation. I am reliably informed by the Secretary Remulla that this has been 9.5 years in the making. And in that time, each of you has played a crucial role in making this a reality, whether through meticulous legal research, drafting, advocating for these much-needed reforms. To our prosecutors, you have your work now cut out for you. You are not just gatekeepers, but also the shepherds of the highest integrity, ethics, and impartiality in the administration of justice. We are all stepping into a new era of law enforcement and prosecution. And knowing that, from here onwards, every case we handle, every decision we make, every reform we champion will impact the lives of every single Filipino, and it will shape the future of our country. So, guided by the principles of justice and our unwavering belief in the rule of law, let us strive to bring a better and a just future for our people and our nation. Mabuhay kayo, DOJ-NPS. Mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity. May we call on stage the DOJ stakeholders. DOJ Undersecretaries and Assistant Secretaries, please prepare. Thank you. Please exit on your sides. May we please call on stage the DOJ Undersecretaries and Assistant Secretaries. Regional prosecutors and NCR City prosecutors, please stand by. Thank you. Please exit on your side. Finally, may we call on stage regional prosecutors and NCR City prosecutors on stage. Thank you. Please exit to your sides. And that ends our photo opportunity. And that concludes our signing ceremony of the DOJ Rules on Criminal Investigation. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for gracing this momentous occasion. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the President